When I went to university, I'm doing my undergrad work, I had a class on Isaiah. My professor was an Old Testament scholar, and the first week of Isaiah, before we got into the book of Isaiah, he took a whole week and just taught us the Inductive Bible Study method. And it's been 20 years ago now, so I might be misquoting him, but he basically just told the class, hey, I know most of you have been in church your whole life, but it's been my experience that you don't know how to read the Bible. So we're going to take a week to do that because you need to know how to do it well if you're going to pass my class. And, so he went and took us through this week of Inductive Bible Study method, and it really just opened my eyes. And around the same time, I had a New Testament professor in the same school who gave us a similar speech, but about regular books. And he made us read a book called How to Read a Book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have that one. Yeah.
Do you? Okay. And he said kind of the same speech. He said, I know, not to offend you all, but most of you aren't really literate. Literacy is more than understanding the meaning of individual words. You need to know how to read an actual book to understand the author's intent and the author's meaning. So he made us read that book. And just those two things kind of coming really close together, they overlapped a lot. And it really highlighted. I mean, I learned to read when I was 4 years old. And all of my life, I've been reading 2 or 3 books at a time at any given moment. So again, I was a little offended when he suggested I didn't know how to read, But then I read this book, How to Read a Book, and it really opened my eyes on there's a certain, steps we could take, a methodology, if you want to call it that greatly improves and increases our chances of understanding what the author is trying to convey. And that made sense to me. And then that in conjunction with this Isaiah class, applying some of those same principles to the biblical text, made sense to me. And for the first time, I really felt like, I'm not just on the receiving end of good preaching. I can sit down and read it, and I don't feel like it's just random, mystical. I hope I understand it. There's a process here, including prayer and the work of the Holy Spirit. There's a process that I can go through and would have greatly increased my chances of understanding what it means, and then of being able to respond to it in faith. And so early on in my Christian life, those things became kind of pillars of my personal spiritual life and my devotional life, and they've always stayed. I've always kept that kind of passion for it.